Omnichannel marketing has always been harder than it should be. Fragmented tools, messy workflows, and data stuck in silos. Klaviyo solves this through omnichannel consolidation, bringing data, channels, and campaigns together in one platform so brands can finally deliver the right message at the right time. Welcome to One Amazing Thing About Klaviyo. Today we're talking with Gil Hsu, product manager at Klaviyo, and he's going to be sharing one amazing thing about their Omnichannel Campaign Builder with us today. Gil, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Greg. Really happy to be here.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing this in action in a minute here. Before we do that, why don't we start with you giving a little background on you and your role at Klaviyo?
For sure. So as you mentioned, I'm product lead for Omnichannel at Klaviyo for the better part of 15 years. Been building really complex products across actually different disciplines as a designer, engineer, and now in product. I'm just very excited to be building the next generation of campaigns at Klaviyo.
So we're going to talk about the Omnichannel Campaign Builder today, but before we take a look at it in action, why don't you start by, why did you choose this feature to showcase? Who's the audience for it, and why is it important to them?
For sure. So we're going to be talking about the Omnichannel Campaign Builder, which is a brand new campaign tooling that Klaviyo is going to be releasing. And the reason why we're building it is because omnichannel marketing is inherently hard, right? Yeah. There are many point solutions that send messages over single channels, but there's no centralized database or brain that allows you to leverage insights from one channel to the other. And so recently, Klaviyo did really the hard thing, which is to create a centralized database. This is our B2C CRM. And now we're releasing our brand new Omnichannel Campaign Builder, which is this intuitive campaign building UX that leverages our insights that we have and allows you to use that logic to be sending real-time messages using real-time data across all sending channels.
Yeah, love it. Yeah, definitely a good challenge to be able to solve here. So why don't we let's take a look. Why don't you share your screen and talk us through it?
All right, hopefully you can see this.
Yeah.
So we've been dropped right into our brand new Omnichannel Campaign Builder. And as you can see, this is a wide open space. This is a new canvas area for omnichannel campaigns. Now, today, campaigns are single message, point in time, but really this is not analogous to how marketers think about campaigns. Campaigns are typically multi-message as well as multi-day, and often requires more than one channel. And in order to sort of align with how marketers think about their campaigns, their marketing events, we created this brand new data type to go along with this brand new tool. So the new data type is what we call the Omnichannel Campaign, which is effectively a wrapper around many messages. And then you can sort of like think of it as like, hey, this is our marketing event. And that wraps around many campaigns. And then so all of these you can see is included in a single campaign that aligns with a marketing event. In this case, I'll take you through this demo of this new product launch for the skincare brand. And you can see that in the way that marketers think about how they send on for their marketing events, they often have many different audiences they want to target, and each audience receives their own stream of messages. And so today, marketers have to be very aware of every individual campaign that's being sent and sort of make this mental map of how campaigns are going to be sent to who, when, where, on what channels, and so forth. But all of that can now be coordinated here in this brand new Omnichannel Campaign Builder tool. So we can take a little tour here. So in this case, we have this US VIP loyalty audience that's going to receive a multi-channel set of messages over a series of days. So in this case, on Monday, September 1, they're going to have an email and an SMS. And then on the second, they're going to have an SMS, an email, and an email again on Thursday. But if you think about it across different audiences, they might receive similar messages, but they may not. So for example, if this US main is like, let's say, not your VIPs, less converting, you can spend less, use less expensive messaging channels to send to them in hopes that they would convert. But overall, what you're seeing here is a very sort of complex strategy of how you would target your audience for a multi-day campaign, all consolidated here in a single view across all the different channels. And it makes speed to sending, coordination, teamwork incredibly fast and intuitive. And this is really, again, leveraging the KDB B2C CRM platform that we have, and then allows us to fill in the multi-message marketing campaign, as you can see here.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, to your point, this is what deceptively simple. I mean, there's a lot going on here, and I think in my experience, this is sometimes done in spreadsheets, or it's done one channel at a time, so you have to keep switching between different channels to like try to figure out what you planned when and stuff. So I mean, this is there's a lot. I know there's a lot going on behind the scenes here that really simplifies and kind of brings everything together, right?
Yeah, and that's a great point too, because we see lots of marketers doing all of this coordination in, not only is their sending channels siloed, but they're also their sort of orchestration and organization, that's all siloed too. Yeah, and Google
Yeah.
Sheets and whatnot. So we actually took a lot of inspiration from how marketers organize and plan their campaigns, and it's often in spreadsheet form. So you see that this is basically a sort of a rich man's spreadsheet of how to organize all of your messaging. You see this is basically a table of rows and columns, with rows being audiences and columns being dates. And so, as compared to some other sort of multi-message sending tools, this is really much more intuitive because it's focused on date and sending campaigns in the way that people think about it, as opposed to, say, more flow-like tools that use sort of date offsets and you have to sort of do the math as to when you want to send things. Everything here is campaign first. It's natively thought of as campaigns. So it's very intuitive how you can map your whole marketing event.
Yeah, yeah. Well, looks great. For those that what's a next step after somebody using this product? What would it allow them to do next?
So this is really our foundational product in terms of the new omnichannel campaign data type. What will be coming in shortly is, like, after we understand how companies and brands are building their omnichannel campaigns, we already have a ton of data on this, but we'll soon be able to provide insights, recommendations, and understanding as to what makes a good multi-message campaign, a multi-day campaign, right? So what was, say, really only available from very senior marketers in terms of understanding number of channels, cadence of between messages, like spacing between messages. Yeah. This type of sending strategy was really isolated to senior marketers. We'll be able to provide insights and recommendations to everyone as to what are the best sending patterns, what are the best sending strategies, how many audiences you target, how long should the campaign last. And so that will be the real exponential gain here. Now that we have the platform out, it is the next step in terms of being able to distribute the best setting patterns to everyone.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, I would imagine, if marketers are currently dealing with this again across spreadsheets and channels and all of that stuff, getting what you're talking about, getting the numbers around it, or even being able to tie metrics and stuff to this stuff, whether it's in the aggregate or by slicing it in ways that a spreadsheet might not enable it, or in channel might not enable it or something, is at best it's cost prohibitive or time prohibitive. Now you're able to kind of put all this stuff in one place and visualize it in a way that, to your point, also makes sense, as opposed to having to do math about days and calendar and all that stuff.
Right. And beyond that too, now that we have this new object that wraps around these multiple messages, you can see individual messages here. We'll also have the ability to consolidate reporting, right? So this is one of the big tasks that marketers have, is understanding, how do all of these messages add up in terms of efficacy. But we'll do all of that basically for free, right? So we now have this new omnichannel campaign object that all these messages feed into. So we'll know at this sort of wrapper level, at this highest level, what is your conversion rate across all the different channels. If you want to slice it by, say, email only or SMS only, you could see that too. You could slice it by the audience level. So you can say, like, oh, how well did this audience do versus this audience do? And so all the things that you would expect, like a senior marketer to do or an agency to do, we'll be able to consolidate that for free in this system. It's just natively built in, and that will be huge gain for marketers, both upmarket and downmarket.
Yeah. Well, Gil, thanks so much for joining the show. One last question before we wrap up here. I know we only had time to look at one feature today, but for those interested in learning more, how should they reach out to you, and what should they ask when they do?
Sure. For folks that wants to reach out to me, you can hit me up on linkedin.com/Gil Hsu. And for updates on Omnichannel, just check out Klaviyo.com. We're posting updates all the time, and we have a lot of exciting features coming up soon.
Wonderful. Well, again, I'd like to thank Gil Hsu, product manager at Klaviyo, for joining the show. You can learn more about Gil and Klaviyo by following the links in the show notes.